Hello there, Jedi Masters. Alright, I just got home. I was watching the new Superman movie, and it's time for me to tell you what I think. Okay, so going into this, I was, on the fence, of course. I am a fan of the original, with the outstanding, the incomparable Christopher Reeve. I grew up with him. I'm lucky enough to have, been brought up in that era where I actually saw one of the Superman movies in a theater. That's like the first movie I remember in my mind having actually watched in a movie theater. I think it was Superman 3. And so I grew up with him as my, quote unquote, the Superman, okay? So going into this movie, I had my reservations, and of course, I also had very high expectations because, I've been hearing the hype and everybody, all the critics saying how wonderful this movie is and everything. And of course, you have to watch a movie to form your own opinion and, to see what it's about. So I went today, and I gotta say, I am pleasantly surprised. I went in with, kind of middle to high expectations, and they were met. There were definitely things that I adored about the movie, and then there are things that I think could definitely be improved upon, as I know there will probably be a sequel. This movie is definitely the first chapter of this brand new DC universe that James Gunn wants to kind of create. And I think he did a really good job of taking that first step, throwing that first little pebble into the lake, and then the ripple effect has begun. Okay. The first thing that I want to kind of like point out and really highlight is that this movie really brought me back. I felt like I was a kid in the theater. When I was younger, me and my brother used to collect comic books, and we used to sit together and we used to read the Superman comic books like a lot. I'm like old school. We had all these comic books, so as I was watching the movie, I felt myself become like a kid again, because everything that I was seeing in the movie, and don't worry, no spoilers, everything that I was seeing in the movie just brought back so many memories and just made me feel like a kid. Okay, and I have to give it to David Cornsweet. He did an amazing job as Superman. Like, he was like the correct actor to choose for this particular role. Again, I'm of old school. I'm with Christopher Reeve, but if there had to be this new chapter in the Superman legacy, then I am glad that they chose this actor, because he had an amazing portrayal. So, guys, if you haven't seen the movie, definitely go watch it. His character is... First, the one thing that I'm going to highlight also about this is I love the fact that the movie brings you into what's going on in the now. It's not like all the other movies where, you have to have origin stories. You have to know where everything came from, and you go through the whole thing again, and the introduction of Superman to society. No, I like the fact that it was in the here and now. It explained, like, this has been happening. It's been 3 years. He's been Superman for 3 years, and I really like that. I'm like, oh, dropping right in the middle of that comic book. All right, we know what's been going on. We know what he's been doing. And David Cornsweet's portrayal of him was just so... I'm trying to think of the really cool words I want to say about his portrayal, but it really hit home to me. Like, I love Christopher Reeve, but now seeing this portrayal, now they're both up there on that pedestal for me. He really brought out what it means to be Superman, what we think of Superman as, with that hope and that heart, and his portrayal of him just made him seem even more human, and not just, somebody from a different planet. So I got to give props to David Cornsweet. You did an amazing job. And counter to him, his Lois, Rachel, you did a bang-up job with this portrayal of Lois Lane. I mean, it was like you were born to play Lois Lane. Again, Margot Kidder aside, she was amazing. I still have the autograph, photo that I have with her. But wow, this Lois Lane, it was just savvy. She was, quirky. She was basically most of us girls, like the way we would react when we're in a relationship, right? And at this point, yes, they are, together, and you see that chemistry between them, and that's like they're meant to be together. All right. Nicholas Hoult. Oh my gosh, I have to say, I love Nicholas Hoult. And every movie that he's in, I am so there. He just brings out the essence of each character that he portrays. And in this movie, he just really became the Lex Luthor that we have always thought about, at least for me. Like when I think about Lex Luthor, this definitely like, you know, this egocentric, like really intelligent person who's so conceited and so like indulgent, and just every aspect of what we think is Lex Luthor, he portrayed it to a T. Now there are some things about, you know, that I'm going to say a little later about it, but so far these are the things I'm loving. I'm also loving the Justice Gang. Really, I mean, Nathan Fillion. That's all I can say. Nathan Fillion. I mean, I'm a big fan of his. This portrayal of Guy and being such a... I'm not going to say the word I want to say, but him being just the way this character is perfection. And then Mr. Terrific, also every scene that he was in, he just ate it up. Hawk Girl, she was okay. She was okay. I mean, I gotta honestly say, between the three of them, my attention was always towards Mr. Terrific and Guy, and not even to Hawk Girl. Like, I felt like she was there, but she wasn't there. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay. So, in the movie, you know, everything's going on, and the one thing I really want to say about the movie, because I really want you guys to go watch it, is it's, for me, it brought all those comic books that I read as a kid to life. I felt like I stepped into one of those comic books and I was just there witnessing everything in 3D, 4D, whatever you want to call it, and I was part of the story. And that's how this movie made me feel. There are so many aspects to the movie, but I don't want to get into spoilers and I don't want to reveal too much. I mean, I love, you know, the relationship he has with his Earth parents. Crypto, need I say more? I mean, Crypto. I'm going to teach my dog to do some of those tricks. But, I mean, again, not going to spoil it. It's just, it was a really great... James Gunn did such a wonderful job of just bringing this balance of comedic aspect with the dramatic aspect and the heart of what it is to be Superman and live in that world of, you know, being either loved or hated or being misjudged or somebody trying to always unalive him, as in, you know, the case with Lex Luthor. Okay, so let me get into the parts that I just really, I gotta say, I wasn't very agreeable to. Okay. So I think that there's one part in this movie, I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it, but there is one part in this movie, I can't mention it in detail, that something happens and suddenly everybody is against him. But that one cataclysm that causes that you know, friction for him to like lose all fan base and everything like that, I feel that they should have done that differently or not at all, because it's changing something that I have always felt is the driving force for Superman in his quest for everything that he does for humanity. And just by changing that and just, I'm sorry, no, that to me, they shouldn't. I mean, they maybe they'll fix it in the sequels. Here's hoping, but that was just one thing that I did not agree with. It's like, no, you should not have done that. No. Another part that I'm not gonna say that I don't like, because I kind of like and don't like. It's just Crypto. I kind of wish he was in more of the scenes, if you know what I mean. I just really wish he was more in the action sense, but I'm not gonna say too much there. I just wish Crypto would have had more of a presence. I was hoping, like, you know, there would be more the Justice Gang members, I guess, or the Justice whatever. I wish there would have been more characters kind of involved, although the movie does have a lot of characters, and James Gunn was also very good at balancing the fact that there are, yes, these many characters, but they all kind of come together in a balance, and it just kind of works itself out into the movie. Another thing that I did not like, this is just me, guys, this is just me. There's going to be like a reveal at some point about something, but I'm not going to say what it is. I did not like that particular situation because I don't think it added anything to the actual story. I think it would have been more if it would have been done differently, with a different character or a different nemesis per se. I'm not talking about Lex, just in case. And I mean, I think that's really all I can actually say that I don't like, because the rest was pretty okay. And if I have to, rate it on my system, I'd give it, honestly, 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to be honest. It's an amazing movie. It's definitely a great time to be had with your family. The actors did an amazing job, and I'm hoping that this first step into this new DC universe really leads to some amazing cinematic work that we can enjoy as families, as individuals, as fans of the DC universe, because I am not just Star Wars, guys. I love Star Wars, I love Marvel, and I love DC. Think of it what you will. I'm just a big nerd. But I was there for it. I did love it. But I'm still going to give it an 8 out of 10 because, not everything is perfection, okay? So why don't you guys tell me what you thought about the movie if you've already watched it. If you haven't watched it, get to it. It's at the theater. Go watch it. Go have a good time. Before I leave off, I just really quick message to AMC Theater where I watched the movie. It was really hard to enjoy the movie with that speaker buzzing in the background. Just buzzing a lot, and it really took my attention away from the movie, okay? So, come on, guys. Do better. Do better. Make sure everything is working in the movie theater. I know it's probably not everybody's fault, but, just make sure. I say it with a smile. Somebody else might complain and demand their money back. I'm just saying. Okay, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you love the movie? Let's have a conversation. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And as always, guys, from my heart to yours, put some love out into the universe. I'll see you guys in the next one.